Hello, today I'm going to be going over the government's plugin. I'm going to go real fast, not explain everything, but I'm going to show you most of it. So, let's get started real fast since this will take a while. Here's the plugin right here. You put it in your plugins folder. This is version 1.0. Then you go ahead, run your server, and as soon as it starts up, yes, you can use it right now without going into the config, but we're going to go ahead and stop it. And we're going to go into plugins, and this time there's another folder. We're going to open that up. There's two things. This has nothing in it, 0 kilobytes, and then this one has 1 kilobyte, and it has something in it. So there's all this simple stuff in here. This will be removed when you get on the server and it changes it from the inside, and this will be, and all these spaces will be gone. So let's get started on going over this. It might look complicated, but just try to follow along and it won't be that hard. So enable TP. This here, these two pretty much go along together. This is for the commands /gov home and /gov leave. When you type /gov home and this is enabled, then if you're in the democracy, it'll teleport you to these coordinates, and it'll teleport you to this world. If you're in the communist nation, it'll teleport you to these coordinates, and it'll teleport you to this world. And if you typed /gov leave, then it will teleport you to these coordinates, and it will teleport you to this world. As of right now, the worlds are completely the same, and if you renamed your world something else, it will generate these worlds. So you're going to want to go ahead and change these before you even start anything, and make sure it matches your world. Capitals do matter. Well, I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do. You can go ahead and test that, because I don't feel like testing it right now. So enable on join TP. Same coordinates and all that, exact same things, but this time when you join a government, it teleports you to the home of the government. So if you're in the communist, it teleports you to these. If you're in the democracy, it teleports you to these. Pretty simple there. Voting equals false. Do not mess with that. That is for the presidential vote, and that will be configured from in the game. It's just for the plugin to refer back to. So now down to here, there's this little section here. This part here, we will be going over that later. After, well, this will be changed to true. If let me rephrase this. On the first person who joins the democracy will be automatically elected as president, and this will be put to true. The first person to join the communist country, this will be changed to true, and then dictator will have the player's name here. And yes, you can. You can't change the dictator from in-game because he's a dictator. It's pretty obvious. And an operator or the owner of the server will just come in here and change that if he wants to change the dictator. And there's a voting session if you want to change presidents. So, and the voting session is made by an operator or someone who has the permission. Oh yes, items. This here. This was, people voted on the poll of what I should add next, and this is what was added. So, now, here, this is for, D stands for democracy, and C stands for communist. And here, you put in the items that you want the player to get when they join the country. This is the items for when they join that country. And then there's the last section down here. This is how many people are in the democracy. This is how many people are in the communists. And this is the difference. This you can change. It's made therefore an option. And what this basically does is it has this democracy number, and it takes the democracy number. When you join the democracy, it takes the democracy number and subtracts it by the communist number. And then if it comes out with a difference of 5 or more, then it will not let you join that country. It's basically to make it so that you can't have one country cannot have 5 more players than the other, or I'm sorry, can't have 5 more players than the other. So you can change this to 1, so they can only have 1 more player, and then every other person who joins will have to join a different one. You can make it 2, or if you don't want to have it all at all, you can just put it like that much, and or you can just put it like that. There's not going to be that big of a difference between it, because your server's probably not going to be that big. So right now I'm just going to leave it at 5. Sorry it took me so long to go over this, but this is pretty important. So I changed some things and I put it back to normal, so I'm not going to need to save. So I'm going to go ahead and exit this. And now if I go back to the server and run it, I'm going to join my server. And another thing that has been asked to be added on is the help. It has now been well organized. So if I type /gov help, or you don't have to put help, you can put question mark. I'm going to use question mark. Since I have not joined a country yet, it'll come up with this one help here, and it says this is the only thing I can do right now. So gov join democracy. Press enter there, and since I'm the first person to join the democracy, I've became the president by default. And since this world is called world, then it teleported me to the same world. And, well, it wouldn't teleport me since I haven't enabled it, but if I have, it would have teleported me. So I became the president, and it says I've joined the nation. So now if I type gov question mark, it'll come up with this different help box here. The communism thing, the help explains itself. So if you join the communist country, I'm not going to go over the help thing there. It organizes it like this. And if you're the president, you get other if you're the president, you don't get any special things except when you vote for for something to be passed, then your vote is counted as 3. And if you vote against it, then it's counted as 3. But if you vote for it, it still counts as 1. So since I'm an operator, I can use this right here. So gov start president vote. And it'll come up with this little message here, and it will say type /gov vote candidate to vote. And the candidates, since I'm the only one online and I'm the only one in the democracy country, I can only vote for myself. And if no one votes at all, it will, hold on, what did I type again? If you do start president vote and type the same thing to start it, it will end it. And if no one voted at all, it will just randomize it. So the president vote has ended, the new president is 4/11, and since there's only one thing to randomize from, it will obviously be me. So you can mess around with that. I've tested it and it works. And then there's gov home. Since I have not enabled teleporting, it will say TPing has been disabled, and gov leave will also say the same thing. And then gov vote block. We'll come up with this help thing here because I forgot to put this part here. You have to make sure you put the whole thing in. So gov vote block, then the command that you want to block. So / what command do I want to block? Stop. So 4/11 wants to block the command /stop. And you can't do the voting part in the communists. The dictator can just say block this command, unblock this command, and it's all up to the dictator. So 4/11 wants to block the command, and then /stop. Type /gov vote 4/11 dot. The dot is used to separate these for the plugin. You put the person's name who made it, and then a dot, and then a slash, and then a dot, and then the command that they want to have, and then vote yes or no. Since I'm the president, if I vote for no, it will add 3. If I vote for yes, it will add 1. So if I type /gov vote, and I'm going to vote yes for this, so you know that it doesn't, so you know it actually blocks the command, dot /stop, then if you put this, it counts as no. Anything besides this or anything, it doesn't matter what caps you have, it will count as no. So if you have to strictly put yes. If you do that, oh yeah, I created it. I can't vote for my own. If I could vote for my own command that I made, then I could just type that and then end the vote, and it won. So I'm gonna go ahead into the plugin folder again and open up this one, which now has 1 kilobyte. If I open that up, it has this here. It has my name, and it has how many votes it has for yes, how many votes it has for no, what command it wants to block, and if it's currently being voted for, and players vote. And this is used to make it so that a player can't create multiple things to vote for. Once they make one, so it doesn't trash up the server with a bunch of block commands. And if when the person who controls the server wants to let another player vote for it, they just take this and erase it and then save it. It's that simple. So players who have voted, it automatically puts the player's name that has created it. But since it has to have something in here, I'm just going to put random letters in there for someone's name. And has made a vote, that actually has made a vote is what it's used for, so they can't make multiple ones. This is the check to make sure if it's currently voting. So if I save that and reload the server, and I go back to here, I can type yes again, and it will say your vote has been added. Now if I go back up to here, it's gonna say reload that, and now I have one there. But since I'm the president, I'm just gonna erase my name again, save that, reload, and this time I'm gonna vote for no, and I'm gonna show you that it works with anything else besides yes. So I'm just gonna put random stuff in, and it's gonna say your vote's been added, and it's been added as no. Since I'm the president, it's gonna add 3 no's. As you can see, there have been 3 no's and 1 yes. So I'm just gonna change this to 0, save that, and end the vote. And then the command will be blocked. And then I type that same thing that I used to start it, and it ends it. Now it says voting for stop has ending, voting for /stop has passed. So now, since I'm the only person on this server that can use it, which is an operator, if I type /stop, it'll say this command has been disabled by the government. So that can turn out useful, and that's what the voting thing is for. And I'm not going to need to go over the communism part. It's the most advanced one is the democracy because of the voting. Now, unblock. That I'm not going to go over that. That's pretty much the exact same thing as blocking it, but this time it's to unblock a command that has been voted for to be blocked. So now I'm just going to stop there, stop the server, and this isn't over yet. Don't worry. And it adds this on right here of what commands have been stopped. What commands have been blocked. So if I go into the other config file, the big long one here, you can see it's been changed, and this here has been added on for the presidential vote, and it puts in all the possible candidates, and since I was the only one, it only put my name in there. And this has been tested with multiple players online. It works with multiple players, just to let you know. And for Forsyth 11 votes, since I'm one of the candidates, I had 0, and that's why I had to randomize it. And for the president thing, it's added on my name since I'm the president. And since I've joined a country, it says Forsyth 11, and then what country I joined. And now is president is equal to true. So now I'm going to go ahead and change something in here, and it's going to be enable TP. I'm not going to do on join because that will get complicated. And not really complicated, it'll just take more time. It's the same thing as TP, it just does it when you join the nation. So I'm going to change the democracy world to world, or just W2, and I'm not going to do anything to communists because I'm not going to be testing that. Now I'm also going to be adding this on, and these are use the same programming thing, just changed up for which player to add it to, so I'm only going to have to show you one. And I'm going to start adding on items that are going to be used. This here, you are going to want to pay close attention, so I'm just going to extra zoom that in. This, what items should I give him? I'm going to give him a sword, so let me look up the ID real fast. So a sword is 267, and the amount that you want to give is 1. Then there's one more number you want to give, the damage it has on it. Like, you can make it have like only 3 hits left on it, or however much you want. But if you want 0 damage, you put it like that. And the damage can also be used for classifying which wool you want, because it has a colon in that. But Instead, we're putting it right there. So it's going to give you an iron sword for that one. Now it's going to give you an iron pickaxe. Let me see what that would be called. 257. So 257, and it'll give you one pickaxe and 0 break on it, and it will give you also some wood. And just to show you that it works with other wood like spruce wood, I'll show you this real fast. Spruce wood is equal to 17.1. So what I'm going to do here for 17.1 will be 17. I'm going to give him 16 pieces, and it's classified as 1. So, and you can even put 20 to make the wood in your inventory be facing a certain direction. So I'm just going to be setting it as 1, so then it would be giving me some spruce wood. And that's all I'm going to be adding for now. Now when I go ahead and run the server, I'm sorry that this is so complicated, but it's a pretty big, good, awesome plugin. So now that I'm here, and I forgot one thing, I think. Yeah. Let me reload the server after I fix this. I need to remove myself from president, remove myself from democracy. I'm going to get rid of the vote thing since I don't need that right now. And I need to change is president to false. And then it's pretty much set back to default, sort of. Save that. Reload. Whoops. Now when I come back to here, I can join a... You can't join a government several times. You can only join it once until you get your name removed from what government you joined, which is what I just did in the config. So if I join democracy, it'll come up with this. And, oh, I was already holding the button in my hand. Oh well. It adds on these 3 items. And as you probably saw, these 3 console things came up because I made it simple and used the console give command, and this will only show up for operators. These 3 messages will only show up for operators, so it's kind of like a little thing that says, oh, and a player has joined a government. And I was right, it gives you spruce wood, it gave you 1 pickaxe, and it gave you 1 iron sword. Now I'm going to go ahead and try one thing out and show you what I meant by damage on it. I'm going to remove president and my name, put president back to false. You don't always have to put president back to false, but if you want a president, you'll do it. So for the sword, I'm going to make it, put 50 damage on it, and for the pickaxe, I'm going to put 10 damage on it. I don't know what the max is, so I'm just going to hope that that's close enough. Save that. Reload. And I'm going to clear my inventory. Join the democracy again. This time, my sword's been partially broken. It's a used sword. It's been a used pick. And I still have 16 wood. So, that will turn out useful. Very, very useful. So, now this plugin has just gotten a lot better. And clear my inventory again. And now it's time to type gov home. Yes, it will take a second because it needs to generate a world. And it's not a nether world, it's a normal old world. So give it a second and it generates a new world. It goes instantly when it has a world generated. So occasionally it puts you inside a block. There. Oh, cool. Cool world. So it generates a world, and if you didn't have one already, and it also says you have joined the democracy nation. Oh, see, that's why you want to set president to... Oh, I didn't take away the president. Oh, I'm sorry. It says became the president, then it gave me it, then it says I joined the democracy nation. So I think because it was loading the world, it didn't give me the stuff. But now I'm just gonna do... Oh my gosh, I'm being really stupid right now. I joined the nation earlier, and now I just typed /home. Okay, I didn't join the nation, I typed /home. I wasn't thinking there. So when you go home, it teleports you to the world. and it doesn't give you anything, and it just teleports to the world. So that's what I'm trying to say. Now if I type gov leave, it'll teleport me up here, and technically 64 is right here, but since it's teleporting me from another world, it will put me at the top block that it's close enough to. So if I type gov leave again, and I'm in the same world, it puts me right here. Now if I type gov home, it's gonna put me right here. It puts me on the top of the block this time. And if I do home again, it's actually gonna put me inside it, right where I'm supposed to be. And you can adjust the coordinates right here. So those are the default coordinates, and you can easily change them. Those are what need to be changed if you enable this. So as you can see, this plugin has turned out to be very, very useful. There's still this in here, and if I remove this, then I'm going to unblock that command and save that. And the communist is just like the democracy, except that one little difference of that it's just a dictator that makes the laws and no one else can change them. And oh yes, one last thing, and then we're all done. I'm going to remove myself again so I can join the nation again. And let's say we had I'm going to put this at a difference of 3, so one group can only have 3 more. So I'm going to put this at 13, so the democracy got 13 people, and the communists got 10 people. So they have 10 people, they have 13, and there's a difference of 3. So that's a difference of 3 right there. So now if I save that, reload, and come back to here, and if I type gov home, it says you must join a nation first, and gov leave, it says you must join a nation first. And now if I join a nation, join democracy, in order to even out the... Yeah, that's exactly what should have came up. In order to even out the nations, you cannot join the democracy. That is because 13 minus 10 equals 3. And if it's equal to 3, then it wants to even it out. So now I have to join the communist country. And the wilderness is there, so basically you can fight. The two nations can fight. So if I join the communist country, you have become the dictator by default. You have joined the communist nation. And now I didn't put any items that you can earn for this one. And now if I now if I go back to here and say yes, now there's this here, and there's one thing I forgot to add into this plugin, and it will be fixed immediately after the video. Is when you join a country, I forgot to add one. That will just take like 2 seconds to add. So pretty much everything works. If there are any other errors besides that one I just mentioned that will be fixed before it is put on the website, please tell me about it. And I wanted to show you that the help is different. Now with the help, it's a lot shorter, and now it's just gov home, gov that, and there's no vote thing at the top. And since I am the dictator, it only shows me this, so I can just block a command and unblock it without even voting. So that's all. Please like if you thought this video was useful, and please do not dislike if you thought it was not useful. Just leave it in a comment, and just subscribe. That's all I'm asking for. And download the plugin. That would be really nice. And I will fix that error right now. As you can see, I am doing it right now, just so you can see I'm starting on it. Let me close this out. Oh, and if you want, I forgot to mention this, if you want to set all of it back to default, you delete this, and next time you start it up, it just regenerates the defaults back in. So now I'm going to get started on fixing the problem. And goodbye.